Well, Skip, we're just finding out that the NFL set the cap at 182.5, 182 million, so it's minus $3 million less than what they thought it was going to be. So with that being said, the Buccaneers are now $3 million over the cap. That's without signing Shaq Barrett, Ndamukong Suh, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski. Now, Gronk and Antonio Brown, Skip, I believe they'll sign for less money. Suh is going to take a premium. He played for $8 million last year. It's hard for me to see a scenario in which he wants to take less than $8 million, considering, Skip, Suh had a sack and a half in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. He did an unbelievable job. I mean, he had him on my podcast, and everybody was just like blown away, just like how reserved he's not this monster that he appears to be on the field. But
I've had him on TV shows, and he's alter ego.
Yeah, Don't let that fool you, though, because once he get on the field and put the helmet and shoulder pads on, Skip, he's a different player. Skip, let me get Shaq Barrett. Okay, D-Law is the fifth highest paid defensive player at $21 million a year. He got 65 guaranteed. Mm-hmm. Joey Bosa is 27, 102. Myles Garrett, 25, 100. Then you got Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald, and DeForest Buckner. The only one of these guys, none of these guys were totally free when they got this kind of money, with the exception of D-Law. None of these guys had ever gone to a Super Bowl, with the exception of Aaron Donald. Shaq Barrett not only went, his team won, and he was one of the main reasons why. So it's going to be hard for me to see a scenario, Skip, when he looks at these numbers, and I'm sure his agent is telling him, you see these numbers that they got, and these guys, Joey Bosa, had 2 years left on his deal. Mm-hmm. Myles Garrett had 2 years left. Now, Khalil Mack was franchise tagged. So it's going to be Skip, it's going to be hard. Because if I'm looking at this correctly, Skip, D-Law is $21 million, $65 million guaranteed. Mm-hmm. Shaq Barrett, do you think Shaq Barrett is comparable to D-Law? Mm-hmm. Now, I think Aaron Donald's in the class by himself. Joey Bosa, Myles Garrett, they've been numerous Pro Bowls. So it's going to be interesting to see what he's willing to accept. Now, he might be willing to give them a discount, Skip, but how much of a haircut? You know, they say, wait, hey, y'all go to my barber, Joe. How you doing, Joe? He say, light skin, what you want me to do? I say, take some of the weight out of it. Mm. Take some of the weight out, Skip. Don't give me no bald fade. I need you to knock a little weight out the top for me. Mm. So that's the question that Shaq Barrett is going to have to, come to grips with. How much am I willing to, considering that I'm in Tampa, there's a no-tax state, now, D-Law, can he get D-Law money? I believe, now, if he can get D-Law money and stay in Tampa, Skip, I would stay. Mm. But if somebody gonna give me upwards of 24, 25, 26 million, and I'm gonna be 100 million guaranteed, Skip, I got to go, Skip. Mm. I would do everything I possibly could to stay, because I believe I'm in a very good situation. For at least 2 more years, I believe Tom Brady could probably play at this level with the right protection for another 2 years. But Skip, you start getting away from it. Start to be $3, $4, $5 million, $6 million difference in annual salary, and I go from say $5, $10 million to all of a sudden I'm at $20, $30 million in guaranteed money. Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to go. But you see what they're doing, Skip. Now you watch the NFL is going to do something with this voidable years, because he said y'all circumventing this. This is not the spirit. That's what the NFL like to use, Skip. The spirit of the law. Remember when Coach Belichick, he lined ineligible receivers up in an eligible position, and the competition committee said, you violating the spirit of what the rule was intended for. You watch. The NFL is going to come in and say, you guys are violating the spirit of the law with these voidable years and circumventing the cap. But I don't know, Skip. It's going to be very hard for them to bring Shaq Barrett back, because I'm thinking Shaq Barrett is looking at something 5 years, 125 million, 150 million, 160 million, with maybe 100 million guaranteed. So it's going to be hard, considering the cap dropped and they still have a few guys they need to sign.
Right. So, first of all, by the way, quick aside, I forgot about this. Just be sure about your barber that he doesn't have any COVID issues.
No, he good.
See Embiid and Ben Simmons, right?
Yeah.
We don't need any COVID issues with your barber.
No, we good. We good. We good.
Now,
we good.
Back to the question at hand. The Buccaneers, formerly known as the Succaneers, now have a not-so-secret cap weapon, and that's Tom Brady. Because I think another little bomb is going to drop maybe right on your head, and that's going to be Tom Brady once again restructuring. They might extend him out another year. He's got 1 year left on 25 and 25 million.
Correct.
And they might extend him out maybe 2 more years after that, just to shrink his cap hit for next year, right? And again, to me, Tom Brady is now in the mode of taking next to nothing, because what does he care about his salary?
Right.
He cares about number 8 and number 9.
Correct.
And I'm sure in his heart of hearts right now, and heck, in the front of his brain, he's thinking, I got a shot at winning 2 more of these. I'm sure he'd love to get to 10, but that seems way out there.
Right.
But my point is, they're going to have a pretty decent shot of winning next year.
Hell, after 1, 7 seemed far out there.
I know, it did. I agree. But the point is, he's in the all-time premium position to take next to nothing to play quarterback for the formerly Buccaneers. Because what does he care about his salary? Obviously, he has a wife who commands a lot of money. He's made a ton of money.
Right.
All he cares about now is legacy and having fun with a team that's fun to play with and for, right?
Yeah, he's having a good time.
He wants to maximize his chances of winning number 8 and 9.
Right.
Well, the one way to do that is just to restructure down, down, down. Go the opposite of the way Dak just went.
Right.
Just make it where all of a sudden they have some loopholes that Shannon says, you got to shut that loophole down because that's not fair.
Well, you could do, I mean, I'm sure Tom, they were like, okay, Tom, how about this? We'll give you 2 years plus 2 voidable years. We'll give you that. We can, you know. So who cares? Because, Skip, if they can win another Super Bowl, who cares if they got $20 million when Tom Brady walks away in dead money?
Okay, I got it. Now, let's look hard at Shaq Barrett. Love it. But what happened last year during the regular season? Remember, he had led the league in sacks with, what was it?
19.
19 and a half, I think it was. And it dropped all the way during the regular season to 8. He was pretty quiet through the regular season. They went 11 and 5.
Yeah.
But Pro Football Focus ranked him at the end of the regular season the 30th best edge rusher.
Right.
30th best? Wow. And I saw an ESPN second-level stat that said he was very disappointing given his opportunities, because with a pass rusher, you have to consider from down to down, what is your opportunity to get the passer? Is it a screen pass? Is it a swing pass? Did you have a chance? Did you have enough time to get there? Were you double teamed on that play, or were you singled? Because he was singled a lot.
It was going to be interesting to see what did Pro Football grade him at in the playoffs.
Okay, well, the first 2 playoff games, he was very quiet. Remember, at Washington, at New Orleans, I don't remember Shaq Barrett playing. But do I remember him at Lambeau? Yes. Do I remember him against Mahomes? Yes.
Exactly.
And what was happening to both those offensive lines? There was no Bakhtiari, and then there was about half the or 2/3 of the line was gone for the Chiefs. They were really strapped to protect Mahomes, and he feasted. And you look at these numbers, my God, he had 3 sacks at Green Bay and 1 against the Chiefs. He had 5 tackles and 2 tackles for loss at Green Bay, 4 quarterback hits. I mean, these are monster stats, where he had a tackle for loss in the Super Bowl and 4 more quarterback hits on Mahomes.
Right.
Those are money-making stats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what teams are going to look at.
Okay.
They said in the biggest moments, that's how you judge your quarterback. In the biggest of moments, how did he do? In Shaq Barrett, NFC Championship game on the road, Super Bowl, what did Shaq Barrett look like? He looked like the Shaq Barrett of 2019.
Okay.
And somebody's going to pay a premium penny for that.
Guess how loaded that edge rusher market is right now. Rams did not tag Leonard Floyd, so he's presumably going to be out there. You love Trey Hendrickson. He's going to be on the market. Bud Dupree's coming off his ACL, but he's on the market. Hassan Reddick, who had just an explosive year last year for Arizona, on the market. And that Romeo Okwara in Detroit, who's kind of under the radar, but very good, is on the market. Well, you throw Shaq into that batch, and all of a sudden, I don't know if he commands quite the attention that you think he should.
Well, the question is, if he leaves, is Leonard Floyd in play? Because they play similar position. Because what Shaq can do, Shaq can play with his hand in the dirt, and he can stand up. Because, Skip, you know, in Denver, they based out of a 3-4.
Yep.
So he spent a lot of time with his hand up, and when they went to the 4th down, he put his hand in the dirt. But Shaq can drop in coverage, Skip. I think a lot of the reason why his sacks went down also is Shaq was dropping in coverage. And so, you know, that hurts. He's just not glow. He's not like a Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack might drop, you know, once, twice a game. But Shaq Barrett will spend a lot of time in coverage, or buzz the flat, or buzz the hook. So he did a lot of that. But that being said, the question is, and you named some great guys. Hendrickson, I thought he played well until he got the neck injury. Reddick, half of his sacks came in one game. So I'm going to be concerned with that, Skip, because the Giants, he had 5, if I'm not mistaken, 5.5, maybe 6 in that one of his 10.5. So that's going to concern me. But you said it is a heavy market. The question is, over what you've seen, the body of work, Who do you trust more? Because remember, Skip, Leonard Floyd, they let him go in Chicago.
They did. Okay, I got it. Now let's look at the rest of the Bucs roster. I don't know about Suh. He could be the odd man out. I still believe, because there were reports that Shaq Barrett and company are in earnest talks with the Bucs.
Yes.
I still believe that they have targeted him to keep him. Tag Chris Godwin, keep Shaq at all costs. Whatever it costs, figure that one out.
Right.
Thank you, Tom. Help us out, Tom Brady, there. Okay.
We'll go 5 years with 3 boardable.
Okay, so Suh, you're right. He's had some mercenary in him. He won yet another. That's 2 rings for him. So he might just say, pay me.
No, he lost with the Rams.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. What am I saying?
He got one, but he got two appearances.
Okay, but he's got a ring last year. So he's probably good to go as far as being a Buccaneer. I don't know what's in his heart. You had him on your podcast, but he never gives much publicly.
No, but he Skip, he said he'd like to stay, but he'd like to get paid also. Because he said, it's not like I'm slowing down. He's like, they take. And Skip, I think the thing that Tampa has going, they have the weather, they have no state income, and BA takes care of his vets.
He does.
Man, you need to take Wednesday off.
All right.
I need you on Sunday.
Okay, and remember, they acquired, if not stole, that Steve McClendon from the Jets. Who was the Jets captain last year, and they got
Todd Bowles had him when he was at the Jets,
and they had him. So he's still there. He made $3 million last year. He's a free agent, but would you keep him over Suh and hope he could sort of fill that void?
If I can get Suh to come back, hell nah. But if I can't get Suh to come back, he's a viable option.
I believe Gronk is going to play no matter what. I just believe he will. And
in Tampa.
In Tampa, that's what I mean. He's going to play with Tom Brady. I believe Antonio Brown is going to play with Tom Brady no matter what. Well, he might have a choice, but I just think they're going to be back. I
think the thing is, Skip, is that teams have seen he only behaves when he's with Tom Brady.
Okay, that's
We've
fair.
seen him go other places, and his behavior is not what it was in Tampa.
Okay, so the other odd man out with Suh is Leonard Fournette. And I loved him. He was beasting. Especially at the end of the playoffs.
As Tom calls him, Lenny.
Woo, playoff Lenny, he called him. Okay, but they do have Ronald Jones, so it's not like they'd be naked at that position if they don't keep him. I would love to see them keep
for Leonard Fournette to come back, Skip, he's going to have to take a ball fade.
Okay, so you've got me on Suh and Leonard Fournette. But otherwise, there's only one other free agent I am really concerned about, and he made a grand total of $1 million last year, and his name is Ryan Suckup. Do you realize how great he was last year?
Yeah, he was good.
Because we never talked about him, it's like umpires in baseball, referees in football. If you don't talk about them, they did their job. Well, he was 28 of 31 last year, which is sensational. He went 9 of 9 in the playoffs. That's sensational. He was 12 of 13 on extra points in the postseason. You want to talk about money? He made $1 million. Is that not the best $1 million any team spent in the league?
He go be looking for a raise, Skip.
Okay, he might be.
Because, Skip, you know what you need. Gostkowski was never the same. Skip, when he missed that PAT in Denver, he was really never the same.
Okay. So, to me, I would value him with the Buccaneers over Suh and over Leonard Fournette. As much as respect as I have for them, he plays a more important, critical position. Ryan Suckup does, place kicker. So I'm saying go there. And remember, they're going to get O.J. Howard back, I think, but it's off an Achilles, so I don't know what's... Okay, but your receiving core is... It is loaded with the Scotty Millers and the Tyler Johnsons.
Well, maybe Jansen, I think he's like $10 million. Redo him. You can get some relief. I mean, he's going to be $10+ million against the cap. Redo him, extend him out. He played well. He got a nasty streak in him.
He does.
Tom seems to love, Tom loves his offensive lineman because he knows they're laying it on the line for him. So you have some avenues, Skip. I just think, but the question is, what type of haircut is Shaq Barrett willing to take in order to remain in Tampa? I think that's going to be the issue.
How bad you want to stay. It's hard. It's something to think about after winning a Super Bowl.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.